Holy, you can hit 200 miles per hour right now with a factory warranty for cheap. That sentence should not be legal, but GM just made it true. The 2027 Corvette Stingray is officially a 200 mile per car. Base model, off the lot. $73,000, 6.7 liter LS6 V8, 535 horses, no hybrid trickery, just a big engine bolted into the same mid-engine chassis that already embarrassed cars 3 times its price, all for 74 grand. And here's the twist, the performance package actually slows it down. All that extra downforce costs a top speed, so the cheapest trim in the lineup is the fastest one. Chevy proved it with the base 1LT, nothing special, just raw math. That makes this the cheapest brand new 200 mile per car in America. Not close. The next cheapest option needs 6 figures just to pick up 5 more miles per. Meanwhile, this one fits in your garage next to the minivan. You want supercar speed without supercar price or heartbreak? This is it. Like, subscribe so we hit 2 mil by the end of the year, and let's go. There is a very specific type of person who will tell you, completely straight-faced, the real supercar performance costs 6 figures min. That 200 miles per lives behind a velvet rope, guarded by an Italian badge and a 5-year waiting list. That person has never met a Corvette, and after this week, they officially have no leg left to stand on. Yesterday, believe it or not, you probably didn't celebrate it, was National Corvette Day. GM picked the perfect moment to drop a number that should honestly be illegal to attach to a starting price of $73,000. 200 mile per. Base model, off the lot, with a factory warranty. So today, we're breaking down exactly how Chevy got there, why the internet has already nicknamed this thing the Costco supercar, and why that nickname is secretly the nicest thing anyone has ever said about a Corvette. Again, like, subscribe so we hit 2 mil, and let's go. Hey guys, real quick, the giveaway for the Shelby and Supra in the $100,000 has ended, and well, the winners are being picked right now, but we're coming back bigger and badder and better. So click the link in the pinned first comment because like Rocky, who won the GTR, like Greg, who won the 100K, you can sign up to be notified and get 100 free entries once it goes live. So click the link down below, go put in your email, and I can't wait to show you what we have cooking. All right. Back to the show. Okay, let's start with the actual number because it deserves a moment of silence. 200 miles an hour. That is 6 more than the outgoing car managed. And Chevy got that the honest way. No hybrid assist, no forced induction trickery. They just built a bigger, angrier engine. The LS6, 6.7 liters, 535 horses, 520 foot-pounds of twist, bolted into the same mid-engine chassis that already had the internet questioning why anyone still buys anything else at the price point. Here's the part that made me laugh though, after days of research. The Z51, you know, the performance package, the one everybody assumes is the fast version, actually slows the car down. All that extra downforce that helps it stick to the road course also costs it a top speed. So the fastest Corvette that you can buy is the base one. The cheapest trim in the lineup is the one that gets to wear the 200 badge. Chevy didn't even dress it up for the record. They grabbed a base 1LT and let it run, brother. That makes this, as of this week, the cheapest brand new 200 mile an hour car that you can drive off a dealer lot in America. Not the cheapest with an asterisk, not the cheapest if you just squint, the actual cheapest ever. The next closest thing wearing a factory badge is a Cadillac CT5V Blackwing, and that one needed 6 figures and still only gets you 5 more miles an hour for all the trouble. Now, if you want real perspective, go back to 1953. The very first Corvette rolled off the line on this exact date, and it topped out at 105 mile per. Chevy just doubled that number and somehow made the car cheaper to own than most people's idea of a nice truck. Now, I gotta talk about why people keep calling it the Costco supercar, because once you hear the comparison, you cannot unhear it. Everything a supercar promises you, this thing delivers, just without the badge that lets you flex at a country club. Mid-engine layout, real downforce, a curb weight that fights above its class. It has the shape, roughly, the stance, and now the speed of cars that cost 3 or 4 times as much. The only thing it is missing is the name that makes your accountant nervous. And look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend this car does not have its flaws because that would make it a boring video, and for a boring video, and you did not click this for a press release, and I'm not going to give you one. I mean, the early dual clutch transmission had real issues, even on the Z06. Mostly the 2020 models, but it kept kind of going. And if you're shopping used, you want to know that going in. But we're talking about failure rate in the low single digits, backed by a 5-year, 60,000 mile factory powertrain warranty that you can use at basically any Chevy dealer in the country. Compare that to owning something with a prancing horse or a raging bull on the hood, where a transmission scare means shipping the car to a specialist 3 states away and then finding God. This is the trade you are actually making, a small chance of an annoying repair versus guaranteed heartbreak the moment that anything real goes wrong on an exotic. Then there is the engine note, and I will give the haters this one for free. I mean, the LS6 is not a flat plane crank screamer that you get out of a Ferrari or Corvette's own Z06. It is a pushrod, cross-plane V8, the same family tree as every muscle car you grew up loving. It does not love to scream. It's high note at 9,000 RPM. It rumbles. But here's the thing nobody wants to admit out loud. Throw a cam and a good exhaust on this engine and it stops sounding like a Costco version of anything, except maybe a Costco hot dog. It sounds like it eats flat plane cranks for breakfast and asks for seconds. People love to bring up the old Dodge Challenger Hellcat whenever this argument starts because that thing hit 200 back in 2015 for about 60,000 bucks. Sounds like it wins this argument until you actually do the math. $60,000 in 2015 is closer to $87,000 today. That means the car that everybody points out to the original budget 200-mile hero already costs more, adjusted to inflation, of course, than this brand new Corvette does sitting on a showroom floor right now. The king is dead. Long live the guy who actually checked his receipts. I also know that some of you are already typing in the comments, so just let's get this out of the way. Yes, the dual clutch is the only option. No, you cannot row your own gears in this thing. I get it. On a lazy Sunday drive, I would probably miss a clutch pedal or two. But be honest with yourself for 1 second. A modern dual clutch box shifts faster than your left leg ever will. It launches harder, and it does not care if you're having an off day with your left foot. I mean, who's left-footed anyway besides my dad? You are not losing a manual transmission here. You are trading a skill you rarely use for lap times that makes grown men who pay triple the money go quiet in the paddock. This is a trade I will make every single time. And now, quick word from today's sponsor. Auto Tempest is linked in the pinned first comment. If you're chasing your own 200-mile-an-hour dream, whether it's a brand new Corvette or you want to hunt down a clean C8 before these prices climb, the search engine pulls every listing across the country into one place so that you're not refreshing 5 different sites at midnight like some kind of animal. Click the link in the pinned first comment and check it out. Now, I feel like a lot of people also call it a Temu supercar, and this is where the Temu comparison actually falls apart because Temu products break the second you look at them wrong. This car, well, it does not. Owners have genuinely tracked these things, who have put real miles on them at real speed, keep saying the same thing. It's built better than the exotics that it gets compared to, and it survives track days that leave plenty of 6-figure supercars limping home on a flatbed. The badge might say Chevy, but the way this thing is engineered says nobody at General Motors got the memo that they were only supposed to build an affordable car. And if you want to talk inflation, this is where the Corvette simply embarrasses the entire industry. Go back to 1987, the Ferrari F40, my personal favorite Ferrari, hit 201 mile per and cost around $400,000. Adjust that for inflation, guys, and you were staring down at over $1 million car with no carpet, no door handles, and barely a radio. The 2009 Corvette ZR1 was the first Vette to ever crack the 200, and it needed about $100,000 to do it, which works out to close to $160,000 in today's money. This new Stingray does the same trick for less than half of that, in the base trim, with air conditioning, a real warranty, and a back seat's worth of trunk space for your gym bag. So yes, call it the Costco supercar, call it the Temu McLaren if that makes you feel better about the badge on your own car. I will happily let you have the joke because underneath it all, you are still describing a machine that does everything the exotic promises at a price your dealer can finance over 60 or 72 or 84 months, and that is not an insult. That is the entire point. For most of automotive history, going fast was a members only club. You needed the right last name, the right zip code, or the right relationship with the dealer principal who barely acknowledged you existed. The Corvette has spent 70 years quietly tearing that membership card in half. It does not care who your father was. It does not care if you pronounce the manufacturer's name correctly. It just asks for $73,000 and hands you 200 miles per. No velvet rope required. Somewhere out there tonight, a kid is standing in a dealership parking lot staring at one of these under the lights, doing the exact same math every kid before him has done since 1953, wondering if a car like this could ever actually belong to someone like him. It is not glamorous. It will never earn the respect of people who think a badge is the whole point of speed, but if the goal was always to make the impossible feel normal, nobody on this planet does that better than Chevrolet, and nobody ever will. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Check out some of these vids over here. Like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so we can hit 2 mil by the end of the year. And promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.